Hi Gemini, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your 21 card love reading for the month of December 2016. Now, just to let you know that I've separated these readings into two. So I'm doing one for singles or casually dating, and the other reading is for those of you who are in a couple. Now, I've done it that way because some of the readings, some people are saying it just seemed like it was geared towards singles. So I thought it would be good to do one that's just for couples as well. So if you're single or casually dating, check out your reading for your love reading for December. And if you're in a couple, stay on this video. Let's get on with your reading then, Gemini. So Universe Spirit, show me what's coming in for Gemini. Show me Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for their love lives in the month of December 2016. Show me Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the month of December 2016. Show me Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the month of December 2016. I only want to see those Geminis who are actually in a relationship. Just show me Gemini in a relationship. Just Gemini. Just Gemini. All I want to see is Gemini, those who are actually in a relationship now, and what's coming in for their love lives in the month of December 2016. Show me. Right. Split the deck into three. Collect it back up. And I've got to lay the cards upside down because this is the way that you guys will see it. I mean, you're not going to see them upside down. You'll see them the right way up, but they'll be upside down to me. But I can see through my monitor what's going on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just try and shift these over a little bit here. There we go. Okay, Gemini, so there's your cards laid. I was hoping that I could see my pen. I was working with a pen, but never mind. I think it's gone. Never mind. Anyway, this is your 21 card reading. Just to let you know, a little modification I've made to the reading. You've still got your 7 columns, okay? So your mental, emotional state, present situation, hopes, fears, expectations, hidden factors, immediate future, and the overall outcome for December. But looking at the rows, there's 3 rows of 7. The top row shows the situation stroke crowning area. The second central row shows what's manifesting as a result of what's going on here. So this will show the situation, and this will show how you're handling it. So situation, what your actual mental and emotional state is around the relationship, what your actual present situation is, what your actual hopes are, what your actual expectations are, what the actual situation is that's being hidden, what the actual immediate future shows, and what the actual overall outcome is. And this will show the root of the issue of all of that. I hope that makes sense, and I'll show you as we go along. So let's turn over for your mental and emotional state. So we've got the 9 of Swords, which says that the situation is showing some worry. And what's your mental state around that worry? The Knight of Swords. So you might be worried. I mean, the Knight of Swords is a bully boy. You know, when you get the Knight of Swords, this can be somebody who's pretty ferocious. It might be that you're afraid of some form of confrontation within your relationship. What is this rooted in? The Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is an offer card. So we can see here that the root of the issue in terms of your mental and emotional state seems to revolve around some form of offer, proposal, openness within the relationship potentially. The Knight of Cups is always pretty much a card where somebody is giving an apology. It seems that as a result of that Knight of Cups, the situation is leading to worry. So maybe there is some form of offer or proposal or something for some of you guys you're looking at here. And for some reason, it's causing some worry with the Nine of Swords in the situation, because your mental and emotional state is the Knight of Swords. And I feel that some of you guys are feeling quite restless. So I'm wondering if there's any issues actually going on in terms of how you, Gemini, and this is you because Gemini represents the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords represents a Gemini individual. I'm wondering if you're feeling quite restless mentally and emotionally around your relationship, because it's rooted in the Knight of Cups. This is the root cause, an offer, but it's working its way through as being the Nine of Swords. It seems that you're worried because the root cause is some form of an offer here, or somebody telling you that they love you, or giving you a proposal, or offering you a proposal. Perhaps because you're actually mentally restless around the relationship. You don't really know whether this is the thing that you actually want. What is the personal situation going on for you couples? The Two of Wands is the situation. The Chariot. Well, that's interesting because the Two of Wands is a card that's stuck in the past as well as the future. So the guy's hand is to the left on a wand, which says that he's got one eye on the past, but his right hand is on the world. So he's taking his skills, his knowledge, everything that's built up, and it's taking it into the future. And I feel that the root cause of this being the Chariot, for some of you guys, it might be, sometimes when you get the Two of Wands, it's a couple, or it's one half of the couple that feels that they need to move on, or they've come to a crossroads within the relationship, and this is rooted in the Chariot. And the Chariot can represent maybe being torn in two directions. You know what direction you want to move in, but you're being torn by two things here. Those sphinxes, they're threatening to tear you apart, tear you in different directions. So it could be that you are, Chariot often means a choice. It could be the foundation is that you've got to make some form of a choice within your relationship. It's feeding through to the Two of Wands being the situation that some of you guys might want to move on, potentially. Let's see what the actual present situation shows within your relationship. Well, death, yeah. I mean, it would figure. It makes sense, doesn't it? I was expecting to get a fairly negative card. I feel that for some of you guys, you could be experiencing an ending of a relationship, Gemini, with the death card, because it's rooted in the Chariot. Some of you guys might be wanting to travel. Some of you guys might be caught between a rock and a hard place. You might be being pulled in two directions here. And it could be feeding its way through to the situation being the Two of Wands, where one of you actually wants to go in a different direction, or there is a crossroads within the relationship. Hence why, mentally and emotionally, you might be feeling a little bit restless, because maybe the partner could be a water sign individual, Pisces perhaps, Cancer, Scorpio, could be offering love to you, could be telling you how much they care about you, could be extending maybe a proposal, and that's what's got you worried with the Nine of Swords, because you might be feeling a little bit restless about this, because you may want to end the relationship. It's rooted in, I might want to travel, or, you know, we're going in two different directions and we're still trying to hold this thing together, and therefore it's causing in the situation a little bit of a crossroads here within the relationship. Let's have a look what your hopes are for the relationship. Well, the Star, it's rooted in positivity. Well, it's covered by positivity. What's the root of this? The Page of Wands. So it could be that your hopes are, seems to be there's been some communication here. And therefore, with the Star card, the communication is riding right through up to the situation being the Star. So to me, this is communication that's potentially being positive with that Star. So the root cause of your hopes is communication with that Page of Wands. And it's feeding through to the situation around your hopes being, well, this could be something that's quite positive. But what is it that your hopes actually are? Well, there we go. The Ace of Cups. That you still can be in love with your partner. Because we can see here that your hopes are for the Ace of Cups. It could be new love, though. That's the thing. Because Ace of Cups often refers to new love. But it could also refer to, Gemini, that maybe you want to be able to offer your partner love. Because the root cause is Page of Wands. Page of Wands can be communication between me and my partner. It's pretty good. And it's riding through to the situation being the Star. Well, you know, we've got pretty good conversation here, pretty good communication. And it just makes me feel really optimistic. Maybe this person makes you feel really lovely and good about yourself. And therefore, I'm hoping that maybe I can extend this Ace of Cups just as much as my partner is extending the Knight of Cups to me. So it's a two-way thing, perhaps. What are your expectations? The World, which is good. What's this rooted in? The Nine of Pentacles. So the foundation for your expectations are the Nine of Pentacles. This is the root issue. Nine of Pentacles sometimes says, I want my independence. Okay. So, I like doing things on my own. I need to take a bit of time out for myself to relax, to pamper myself, to work on my own self development. So, some of you guys might be wanting to work on your own self development, and it's reaching right through to the situation being the world. Perhaps you've come to the end of a journey here, which is why, what are you expecting? Oh no, you're expecting the Two of Cups here. So, it's different because you're expecting the Two of Cups. You're expecting to stay, I feel, with your partner because it's rooted in the Nine of Pentacles. Now, this changes to perhaps not your own independence, but the root of the issue for your expectations being that Two of Cups, perhaps what you've built up in terms of your own comfortability within the relationship. So it might be, you know what, I actually, am feeling a little bit restless, but look what I've got in the relationship. I have everything. I've got really nice clothes. I've got a really nice home. Can be a very superficial card as well. I run a very nice business. I don't really want for anything. I've got everything here. And therefore, the situation is the world. Can I get any better than what I have right now? Can anything top what I have right now with this world card in this situation? So therefore, I'm expecting maybe to stay with my partner because I have everything in the relationship. And though the death card in the present situation doesn't necessarily have to mean a physical death of a literal death of the relationship, it can mean that what you're experiencing is a major, major transition in terms of yourself, Gemini, with that death card, because it's rooted in the Chariot. Perhaps you want to push forward for something else. You want to move, you want to travel, you want to experience different things. But also it might be that you feel that you're being pushed in two directions here. Because the situation, it feeds through to the situation, is that you're at a crossroads because you kind of want to move out of it. Could be you or the partner. And therefore, death, detachment, transition period within the relationship here. Let's have a look what the hidden aspects are, what you're not seeing coming in. Well, we've got the Four of Cups. Why have we got the Four of Cups? Because of judgment. So judgment is the foundation for what you're not seeing. What you're not seeing is that somebody's possibly making a judgment here. Could be the partner, for example. And it's feeding through to maybe this judgment that's being made as the partner is possibly questioning the relationship with that Four of Cups energy. And therefore, what you're not seeing is the partner with the Six of Swords might be having a little bit of a wobble, a little bit of a change of mind here. Six of Swords often means when somebody's changing their mind. Okay, so it could be that this person is changing their mind because they've possibly had an awakening here with judgment. And it's feeding through to the situation being the Four of Cups. Do I actually want this? My awakening is that this partner of mine is possibly restless. Maybe they've picked up on your energy here. And therefore, what you're not seeing is they might be having a change of mind. They might be thinking of moving on, potentially. What's coming up in your immediate future for your relationship? Well, lots of hard work is crowning the reading. What's this underscored by? The Seven of Cups. Well, that's interesting. I feel that it's all the hopes and desires that you have with this Seven of Cups. It's feeding through to the Eight of Pentacles, which represents some really hard work that you're going to need to do on the relationship. Because the Seven of Cups is a card of desire. This person on the Seven of Cups actually looks at these cups and he looks at each one. One of them, though, is better than everything else. The one cup here that this person looks at, can you see? There's nothing wrong with it. Everything else, there's something wrong with that cup. There's 6 other cups and they've all got something wrong with them. But the one cup is perfect. So this really, for me, is the person that's looking at perfection. So I feel that in the immediate future, the root issue for you guys who are in a relationship is to look at the one thing within your life that is perfect, and it works through to the situation being that you're going to work on that, because I feel that you'll look at other things, but you'll recognize that maybe the one thing that you have right now is the perfect thing amongst many, and therefore you'll be putting in a lot of effort to make this relationship work. And what's the actual immediate future? Oh, Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So I get a sense of that there will be fear to move out of this relationship, because we've got the Knight of Pentacles, and when you get the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, this is no longer that there is slow but conscientious planning towards the future in terms of relationship. It really, for me, suggests that things become almost just come to a standstill. So I feel that in the immediate future, for some of you guys who are in relationships, it's going to be a case of that you'll look at other options, but you'll see this one option in terms of the relationship that you have one right now is being the best of what is essentially a bad lot. So where we can see there's restlessness here, because some of you Geminis might be worried about your partner and the fact that your partner is very into you with that Knight of Cups, and it's worrying you with the Nine of Swords energy, because you're already a little bit kind of halfway in and halfway out of the relationship with that Knight of Swords, and this is you, Gemini. And therefore, in the present situation, there's death. There's a massive transformation that some of you guys are going to be going through. You might even be thinking about an ending around your relationship with the Death card, because it's underscored by the Chariot. Possibly wanting to move on, possibly feeling torn in two different ways, possibly having to make some form of a choice here, because it's working its way through to the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is often caught between a rock and a hard place. It's the card of being at a crossroads. Which way do I choose? So there are choices to make in the present, in December, within your relationships, which is why your hopes are, well, it's rooted in communication. Page of Wands represents it's a communicative card, so perhaps you and your partner have good communication. And therefore, as a result of that in the situation, things look really, really positive. And so you're hoping for maybe the regeneration of love within your relationship with that Ace of Cups. Because what you're expecting is togetherness, you and your partner to come back together, to be together in this relationship with the Two of Cups, because it's underscored by the Nine of Pentacles. A lot of effort's been put into this relationship, and there's been a lot of good returns. You're comfortable, you're stable within the relationship. You don't really want for anything, maybe for some of you guys, with that Nine of Pentacles, and it feeds through to the world being the situation. Can you get any better than what you've actually got? Because this relationship really is the world. Can you topple what you have? It's the best of the best so far. You're just having a wobble about moving out of it, because I feel that there are, for some of you guys, this might be a long-standing relationship as well. All right, or at least a relationship where, you know, it's not a 2-month or 3-month relationship. I feel that this is more a long-standing one. But some of you guys, it might be the 7-year itch, or it might be, you know, I've given so much time. For some of you guys, it could be that you're, but then no, not parents. Nine of Pentacles is only a parent card if you're a single parent. So this is a relationship reading, so I don't feel it's that. But, you know, I feel that, you know, you could be, because the Chariot is the card that rules house and home, I feel, within the zodiac. So sometimes this is somebody who is responsible for others. So it could be that in your present situation, the underlying problem is that you have a responsibility to others with the Chariot. All right, and maybe that responsibility is getting too much, and that's why it's feeding through to the situation being the Two of Wands. Can go one way or the other, and it's manifesting as death, potentially the ending. Could be the root of an individual. The root of the situation is not so much communication. Might be a child here, and this child works through to the situation, the star. This is what holds a relationship together, so why not give it another go with the Ace of Cups? Because you've built a life up with the partner, the Nine of Pentacles, but it's more about your own comfortability here. So for some of you guys, it might be your own selfish reasons in terms of, you know, you feel comfortable, you're independent enough within the relationship to do what you want, go where you want, you've got the money, or not lots of money, but you're comfortable, and therefore it works its way through to the world. Can you get any better than this? Well, possibly no for some of you guys, your thinking will be. So you expect to stay in the relationship with that relationship with the Two of Cups. But what you're not seeing is that your partner possibly has had some rude awakening with that Judgment card. So therefore it filters through to the situation being the Four of Cups. They might not be feeling loved. They might have a realization with that Judgment card. Judgment card often represents an awakening, a realization, wake-up call. So the partner may have had a wake-up call. It's feeding through to the situation being that maybe they recognize that you don't want something, or you're unhappy or disappointed or feeling a sense of apathy with that Four of Cups in the relationship. And therefore, the hidden factors are the Six of Swords. The person's needing to try and work something out. Doesn't always means a change of mind, yes. But also it means your partner's possibly trying to overcome something here with the Six of Swords. Or perhaps they're choosing to support you. This can be a card of support as well. So therefore, in the immediate future, the foundation for that will be the Seven of Cups. And that is, amongst many things that you look at, the one thing that is possibly the most perfect within your life is the partner, is that cup there. Is the cup that shines amongst many other faltered cups. And therefore it works its way through to you guys realising that maybe you have to put the work and the effort in with the Eight of Pentacles, and therefore in the immediate future there is no change. Plans get delayed. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, plans are delayed. Stagnant. Non-moving energy. Things kind of stay the way that they've always been with that Knight of Pentacles. And what's the overall outcome for your relationships? Three of Cups is good, celebration. Oh, that's lovely. Underscored by the Empress. So what we're finding is, I feel that in the immediate future, in the overall outcome, the Empress, the relationship has the basis for growth. It's a shared love. When you get the Empress, it's ruled by Venus. Shared love, attraction, fertility, growth, the potential to become greater than you've ever thought. So this relationship has real potential as being the underlying theme for the overall outcome, and it's feeding through to the Three of Cups, reunion, coming together, a shared understanding of one another, shared happiness and joy. And what's the actual overall outcome? The Queen of Wands. And though you're not the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Wands suggests confidence in a relationship, but also a relationship that has a renewed passion to it. So I feel that there's going to be renewed passion with this Queen of Wands energy in terms of your relationship, okay? But also feeling confident within it, keeping oneself busy within the relationship. So not just looking at your own needs, but also looking at the needs of your partners. The Queen of Wands can be a fairly selfish individual, but I wouldn't read this as a person. I would say that the Queen of Wands, really, in terms of the overall outcome, is a renewed sense of passion, but also a renewed sense of developing your own shit as well, but within the home at the same time. Because the Queen of Wands, the situation for why she's showing up is the Three of Cups, and that's celebration, that's a reunion, and that's why we've got the Queen of Wands energy here. And the Queen of Wands energy to me suggests, as a result of that Three of Cups, I feel confident again about the relationship. She has one eye on the future because she's looking to the right. She's looking to the sunflower. So she's looking to renewal. And I feel that, you know, you're going to be looking to renewal of the relationship in a very passionate way. And the root of that is the Empress. And the Empress says, you know, I feel comfortable where I am. I feel that I can really grow where I am in this relationship. And I'm going to work hard on this. So I'm seeing a lot of hard work towards your relationships. I do feel that there has been a wobble, or there has been a sense of, you know, maybe I'm looking to do things. I'm feeling quite restless. I do get the sense that because you're showing up here in your mental factors, this is your mental, you are you. Mentally, it's you that's on your mind. You're feeling restless. You want to kind of move in another direction because you might be feeling a little bit mothered, or you might not know even how to accept love or how to deal with, because swords are different than cups. Swords are all about the thoughts and the ideas, and they can be quite cutting and they can be quite cold and calculating. So it might be, Gemini, that you are only thinking about you and you're not really able to process this love that's offered with the Knight of Cups, which is why you seem to be worrying about it, because you're feeling restless within the relationship here. You are anticipating some ending here, perhaps because you feel a sense of responsibility, the Chariot, too much responsibility, being pulled in two directions within your relationship. You want to go in a certain direction, but maybe there are circumstances within the relationship that won't allow you to do that. And it feeds through to the Two of Wands, being caught between a rock and a hard place. You've got one hand on the past, but one hand with the world globe on the future here. And how do you bring both things together? Therefore, you're caught between two things. Life might be at a crossroads concerning the relationship. But good communication, or children, whatever this is with the Page of Wands, feeds through to the Star. Feeling optimism, communication that brings in healing here. So therefore, the hope will be a renewal of love with your partner. And your expectations are, well, they're rooted in that you're actually quite comfortable within the relationship here. You're independent enough to do what you want, but then you're in a relationship and you feel loved. So, you know, feeds through to the world. Can I get any better than this? This is the best of the best. So I'm expecting to stay in the relationship. What you don't see is your partner has had some form of an awakening, maybe with the Judgment card. And it feeds through to the situation of them possibly questioning the relationship with that Four of Cups, and therefore the hidden factor is the Six of Swords. Your partner might be having a little bit of a wobble, a little bit of a change of mind, or they might be looking to support you a little bit more with that Six of Swords energy. So therefore, in the immediate future, there won't be any changes. Things will reach a halt within the relationship. I feel things will stay the same, Because amongst all of the options and everything else you've looked at, the one thing you keep coming back to is that one special cup there, which is the partner. And therefore, it will feed through to the Eight of Pentacles. You'll choose to work harder. So in the overall outcome, resumed sense of confidence, passion maybe for the partner. Because the underlying reason for that is the Empress. This relationship has real potential for growth, and therefore it spans through to the Three of Cups. Reunions, happiness and joy within the relationship. Okay, Sagittarius, that is your love reading for those of you who are actually in coupled relationships for the month of December 2016. I would like to say thank you very, very much for joining me on Carol's Universe, and I'll see you on your general reading. Take care.